Drafting with Numot. Hello friends, Kenji here finally with Ultimate Masters. Yes. Yeah, not much to say. Ultimate Masters is finally on Magic Online. And, well, this is only going to be my third draft of the format, but it's looking to be a good one so far. First draft I 3-0'd with a Blue-Red Madness. Second I went 2-1 with a Green-White Auras deck. And then here we go. This is our third draft, so let's jump right into it. It's not going to be as powerful as Cube, although you can still do some pretty fun things. And as a Masters set, you're going to see some higher power level cards on average than a normal draft set for sure. But it's still going to be a limited format of sorts. So I only have 10 seconds here, but our rare was Entomb. I'm looking at Spider Spawning, War Leader's Helix, things like Stitch Drake or whatever. I think the Spider Spawning is the most fun pick, so let's start things off with that and see what we get past. Oh my, a Dark Depths. That's pretty funny. It's cute. That's basically all it is. It's cute if you get, and there is Thespian Stage. If you get Thespian Stage, yeah, you can sure try to combo, but it's not something that I would try to recommend. Uncommons, we have Angel of Despair, Emancipation Angel, Frantic Search is great, Moan of the Unhallowed, Scuzzback's pretty good. To go along with the Spider Spawning, Moan of the Unhallowed might be a good follow-up, but I think Frantic Search is actually just one of the most powerful commons in the set. It just enables so much, and if I could build another sweet Madness deck, I'd be pretty happy with that. So let's take the Frantic Search and see what we can follow that up with. Okay. There's a Mystic Retrieval here. It's a pretty fun one. Containment Priest. Hissing Iguanar. Twins of Mauer Estate goes nicely with the Frantic Search. Ulamog's Crusher in the pack as well. Could try taking the Twins of Mauer Estate. Could also just take the Crusher. Not sure what we want to try to do just yet. I think I'm okay taking the Twins though. It has good utility in both versions of the deck I'm currently drafting. There's another Twins here. There's a Stitch Drake, Appetite for Brains, Visions of Beyond. I think this probably is just another Twins. We could be like a blue-black Madness deck. I think that deck is quite solid. As we get past a back to basics here. So again, a lot of powerful cards. The draft format that I'm playing right now is Phantom, so it's not worth money drafting anything. There's also a Soul's Fire we could possibly consider. There's a Fire and Ice, Fume Spitter. I've always wanted to try to build a Raid Bombardment deck too, but those things are a little bit harder to come by. What are we doing here? I'm kind of all over the place, but that's okay. Honestly, in these Masters sets, like Ultimate Masters, you end up getting so many playables normally at the end of a draft that it's okay to wishy-wash around as long as you find a place to end up. So I think here I kind of like taking the Fire and Ice and just staying open, seeing what happens. Olivia's Dragoon, Sultai Skullkeeper. Let's just take the Dragoon here. It's great with both the Twins of Mauer Estate that I already have, and it's just a solid 2-drop in general. Okay, we could do Black-Green Madness for sure. All right. It's looking like that as we pick up a Hooting Mandrills, Gurmag, Angler, Basking Rootwalla, or Golgari Charm. All of those very good. I think here... The thing is, you really need to get Wild Mongrels for this deck to work. But I think here I want to take one of the Delve cards over the Basking Rootwalla. And I think we're going to go with the Gurmag Angler. Okay, there's a Canker Abomination that we can take if we want to, or a Safehold Elite. I'm okay taking the Canker Abomination. It's not amazing, but it's fine. Let's take the Shielding Plaques here, I suppose, over Walker of the Grove. None of them are very exciting, though. Yeah, maybe I'll just take the Walker. Okay, Shed Weakness. There's another Mammoth Umbra here. Staunch-Hearted Warrior. I'm not sure if I'm drafting the correct deck, if I'm in the correct seat, but I'm still learning this draft format, so bear with me if I make some terrible choices. But yeah, right now we're looking for more discard outlets, more Dragoons, more Wild Mongrels would be nice. And again, I don't necessarily have to be black-green right now, even though I'm leaning toward that, given what I've taken so far. We could always do something else. Okay, wield some white cards here. It looks like maybe I'm supposed to be in the white deck. I'll take the Containment Priest here. It's not terrible. Doesn't hurt us too badly right now. Like, we could definitely have tried to go the heroic route. Maybe take a unicorn here. I suppose I could be black-white? I don't know what... I don't think white has too many discard effects, although they have like the Acacian Crier and whatnot. Alright, and a Heliod's Pilgrim. Well, I passed all those Mammoth Umbras already, so that strategy is already kind of out the door, but we'll see. What I really need to pick up are like the Satyr Wayfinders if I wanted to be black-green. Those cards really make the deck tick. Not only are they amazing for Delve, but they're great for like spider spawning and graveyard recursion shenanigans. Alright, Disrupting Shoal was the card we opened here. Vengeful Rebirth, very powerful. Another Warlord Leader's Helix. Wild Hunger's insane. One of the best combat tricks you can get. +3/+1 in Trample, but it has Flashback as well, so it's just super hard to play against. Here we have a Faith's Fetters and a Last Gasp. Both very strong cards. Again, I'm not necessarily playing white yet, but I did just get that late Pilgrim, and Pilgrim does go find Faith's Fetters, so that could be an option here. Otherwise, I would just take the Last Gasp, but I think we'll go with the Fetters and see what happens. As we get another Olivia's Dragoon here. There's a Slum Reaper. There's the Wild Mongrel that we were looking for earlier. So this is kind of the turning point. Do I want to take Wild Mongrel and go black-green, or do I want to take the Dragoon and stay in black and maybe the white? You know, we haven't really seen much green to begin with if you look at the green cards that I have. And Spider Spawning was my first pick, so like even though we might see more green this pack than the previous pack, I don't think it's open. So let's just take the Dragoon here. Turn 2 Dragoon, turn 3 Twins of Mara Estate. It's quite good. I'm not very confident of this deck right now, though. Flagstones of Trocaire, no. There's an Unholy Hunger here, though, which is nice. Just a solid removal spell. I actually think things like Beckon Apparition in this format are completely main deckable. Anything that can interact with graveyards and give you slight upside, so things like the Beckon here and even things like Awful Snout are a little bit better here than they would be normally. But let's just take the Unholy Hunger. Passing some good cards, but I don't think anything was on the power of level of Unholy anyways. Okay, there's a Hero of Iroas, which, well, it's not going to be great in black-white, but I'm probably still going to take it here over like the Bloodflow Connoisseur. We can pick up some other Umbras and whatnot, things like Dark Dabbling later on, and this is high upside. There's a Resurrection in this pack. Also a Magma, which is just a great card. Another Ronom Unicorn. There's also a Death Denied if I want that. Not a very appealing pack. I guess I can go with the Resurrection as it has the highest upside, but that wasn't very good for us. There's a God's Willing, though. Happy to take that. Just a very, very good combat trick. 1 mana, protect your creature, you know, triggers heroic if they're a heroic card. You also get a scry, so basically all upside on God's Willing. Turn to Mist here, as we see some more late red cards. Turn to Mist over the Tethmost High Priest is probably going to be worth it. Although I do have 5 2-drops right now, so maybe I should be taking the High Priest. I think I'm actually okay with that. I don't have too many ways to target things right now, as we see a very late Cavern of Souls, but looks like this Conviction could pay off now. Okay, that's good for our heroic creatures. Yikes, a lot of good green here, but unfortunately for us, we're just going to have to take the Safehold Elite as another 2-drop. Looks like I won't mind picking up some more Tethmos High Priest. In fact, they're very good with like Conviction to keep chaining back your 2s. But for the record, though, I think I am not drafting the correct deck, but as you can already see, we're still going to get enough playables regardless of that fact. Lotus Eye Mystics. Now that's a very late Frantic Search, and a lot of red cards coming around. Right now, the Lotus Eye Mystics can bring back our Face Fetters in addition to like the Conviction if that would die. Okay. Oh, the Hyena Umbra also wheeled, which is good for us. In fact, oh god, is it possible I can move over into the green-white deck? It feels like I can. Like we're getting all the right cards for it to be correct. Because even if I did this right now, we'd still have 15 playables. My black's not amazing. I do like the double Olivia's Dragoon with the double twins, but I mean that doesn't make a deck. So we'll see, depending on what we open up here in this third pack and the first few picks afterwards. What the heck? Leovold? Oy oy oy. This is a messy draft. I'm going to say that it's because this is only my 3rd draft of the set, but this is a messy draft. I kind of want to take the Leovold now, but there's just no way that's correct. I don't have any like Kadama's Reaches or whatever. So as such, I'm looking at Dawn Charm. Yeah, that's about it really. I mean, there's like a Crow of Dark Tidings, another Conviction, another Dragoon, but I think I'm moving over into the heroic deck, and Dawn Charm's a fine one. Yikes. Borum's also insane. +3/+3. If you go 2-drop into Borumbra, sometimes it just wins the game. So you pass it through the breach. I need to pick up some Wingsteed Riders. I think that's the thing we're really looking for now as we pass another Unholy Hunger. There's a Miraculous Recovery in the pack, although I don't think that's what we want here. Acacian Crier. Gosh, am I moving back into black? Let's just take the Miraculous Recovery and see what happens. Another pretty poor pack here for us. So Kadama's Reach. What if I'm supposed to just take the Cathodian as a playable because I've kind of messed this up so badly already? Ugh. I guess I could take another Safehold Elite. That's not even very exciting. Ancestors Chosen. Alright, well there's a Hero of Lina Tower. There's also another Staunch Hearted. We might be able to make this work still. Don't try this at home, kids, because it will end up terribly. Let's see. 10 creatures. How many 1 and 2 drops do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I actually have 6 creatures that come down on turn 1 or 2, so that's not bad. It's just I don't have very many creatures overall. I have 10. Gaddock Teague, okay. Maybe we can make this work. Gaddock Teague, let's see, stops my resurrection, stops my recovery, and stops my Face Fetters. But I don't even think we'd be running the resurrection in the green-white deck anyways. It's either that or taking another Staunch Hearted, which might just be better since I'm playing the heroic deck anyway. So Gaddock Teague is cute, but I think probably I want the Staunch Hearted here. Okay, another Spider Umbra's good. If I could pick up like one more good creature for this deck, I'd actually be pretty happy. And there it is, the Emancipation Angel is going to work out just great. Okay. Well, this is going to end up working as a deck, but like I said, you know, it's not great. Invocation Crier. I don't think we need another Conviction, do we? How many ways do we have to target creatures? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that doesn't count. Faith Fetters doesn't count. I guess we could take another Conviction here. 12 creature deck. If I could replace Miraculous Recovery with another creature, I would. But yeah, as I was saying, in these Masters formats, you're going to end up with enough playables regardless, especially if you've jumped into the correct deck. Now, I kind of waffled, and by that I mean I drafted really poorly, and we still ended up with just about enough cards to give us a decent deck. This could have been so much better if I had just jumped in from the beginning, but you know, I think we can make this work. Shielding Plaques is actually not a bad one as well. Kind of gives your creature hexproof. You can also enchant your opponent's creature as we get a Wandering Champion here. Okay, enough playables now. Wickerbow Elder at the top end and Gaddock Teed Wield. Okay, we did it. So actually, I'm not in a terrible spot now. I think we picked up enough playables to make this work. How many heroic creatures do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I don't have any of the Wingsteed Riders, which are the ones that really make this deck go off, but I think we ended up in an okay place. I think Shed Weakness is probably a cut. And honestly, with as low as our curve is, we can probably get away with 16 lands here. The question is, what do I want to cut? And maybe it's a Dawn Charm, but Regeneration's pretty solid. Let's take a look at our split. Not a bad creature curve. I wish I had one more God's Willing as well. But I suppose Dawn Charm and Shielding Plaques are also good at protecting our creatures. I think we keep all these creatures. Yeah, it's possible I can just cut one of the Conviction. It's not necessary, but it's so nice to be able to re-trigger all of your heroic creatures by bouncing the Conviction and then replaying it. Maybe just a safe hold elite, honestly. Go like that. And then go 8/8. Even though we have a few more white cards than green cards, I think going 8/8 here is probably fine. I could see going 9/7 though. In fact, now that I look at it, maybe 9/7 is more correct, because even though we have like the 1-drop hero, I don't really need green until like turn 4. So let's try 9/7 in favor of white. And yeah, let's take this for round 1 of this Ultimate Masters draft. Alrighty, here we are for round 1 of our Ultimate Masters draft. Draft kind of went poorly, but I ended up in green-white heroic. And it looks like we have a pretty decent opening hand. I think I probably lead on the Wandering Champion over the Gaddock Teeg, just because on turn turn 3 I can attack with a 4/4. That's pretty good. And yeah, let's do it. I'm this person's love, don't you know? No! Fume Spitter to kill my 2/2 kind of sucks. Alright, well I guess we run out the Gaddock Teeg now. So it turns off our Faith's Fetters, but everything else is fine. Okay, they have a Sultai Skullkeeper. And I guess we go for the Conviction play here. Holding up a white source to bounce our Conviction should we need to. Also holding up God's Willing. Hopefully versus the blue-black deck, the Gaddock Teeg is actually doing a really good job of turning off a lot of their cards. Wow, they milled 4 lands total. No attacks is a little bit interesting. Oh man, I really want to play the Boar Umbra here. Oh, God, I really want to play the Boar Umbra here, but I think that's a little bit too greedy. I think I just attack and pass. They are milling a lot of their own cards here. Ghoul Caller's Accomplice and a Stitched Drake. Alright, just a 3/5. Really want to be able to play the Boar Umbra while holding up God's Willing. So we need to hit one more land to do that. Yeah, I don't mind waiting a turn. They don't really have any good attacks anyways. And now I'm a little bit more insulated versus something like a Chainer's Edict. I don't know what this attack is. I think it's fine for us to double block here. If they're ordering the Unicorn first, they might have like a Slum Reaper. But we'll see. I'll let this damage resolve. Slum Reaper's only a 2 for 2, if that's the case. Yep, as expected. I get to bounce my Conviction. Just looking for one more land. Oh no, did I just unlock their Treasure Cruise? I might have. Maybe that was a bad block on my part, eh? Oh, I totally did. I totally just unlocked a Treasure Cruise from them. Oh, mistakes. Mistakes were made. And I am not drawing lands. But we did it a Tethmos High Priest. So if they don't have a way to kill this, and I get to target it, well, I have 3 creatures in my graveyard that I can target. So this is a card that they really want to kill. Okay, Apprentice Necromancer. Stitch Drake and a Dimir Guildmage. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. Finally, we hit our another land. So let's just get the Boar Umbra online right now and return Gaddock Teague. Okay, I got another Stitch Drake. Jeez. That is a lot of flying, but I think we're going to be okay since we have the Dawn Charm, which I think Fog's going to get him really good. Pro Black here. Reach also seems good, but I'm going to bottom that. They can use the Apprentice Necromancer to bring back their Slum Reaper, but I have the Gaddock Teague that I can just sack anyways. Yeah, looks like they're just drawing a card. Okay, Shielding Plaques was also a very good draw. So I'm at 12, I'm at 9. I need to make sure I can kill them a few turns here. Let's bring back the Wandering Champion. Draw a card. Good. Yeah, I guess we're just going to Conviction here as well. Might as well. I think Dawn Charm's going to blow them out. Oh, they just made themselves discard a card with the Dimir Guildmage, and they discarded the Woodfall Primus and then brought it back with Necromancy. Well, that's insane. And they sacrifice it, right? They don't even exile it? Holy moly. Well, I guess I'm going to lose this game then, because 3/6. Alright, I go to 1, but their Woodfall persists. Yikes. Wow, what a beating. They get to, like, blow up my forest or something. Or Conviction, yeah, whatever. I don't know how I'm winning this game now. I think it starts off by trying to bring back our Conviction. and passing because I have to fog next turn. Oh, they might have just messed up. They might have just killed themselves because they attacked with everything, and I got to fog. Oh my. Did I just win? Is this actually going to work? Let's start off with the Hyena Umbra, bringing back Gaddock Teague to see if they have any instant speed shenanigans that they can do. There's no way I'm going to win this, right? They gain 2 life? They don't gain 2 life. I think we have lethal. I think we have lethal. Oh my god. Did we just steal the game? We totally just stole the game. What in the world just happened, dude? Dawn Charm for the fog. Ugh. Ugh. I'm reeling. Can this hit their graveyard? No. Can this hit? No. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. I messed up definitely by double blocking with Gaddock Teague that one turn, but holy moly, what a crazy turn of events that match was. Jesus. Yeah, let's run it back. Wow. Here we are for game 2 of the first round of this Ultimate Masters draft. We are on the draw, but I only have 1 land. If it was a Plains, I would consider it. This hand, I'm actually going to Snap Keep and just scry any land to the top. Now, we do need to hit a forest more than anything else, but I think the powerful cards that I had in my hand justify to keep, especially with the scry. So the opponent has a Skull Keeper on turn 2. Okay. All right. The only issue here is that we know they have like at least a Slum Reaper in their deck, so I really need to hit a green source before I decide to go all in on something. Another creature's not bad in that regard, though. But yeah, now we just need to hit a green source, and I think we'll be okay. I think this is probably worth it, honestly. Get the scry, make our hero bigger, hopefully hit a green. Faith's Fetters, sorry, I'm going to have to put you on the bottom. I can cast Faith's Fetters for the record, because I have Hero of Iroas. But I really want to just dig to a green source. Yeah, and that's not it. Darn. Just going to lose to Double Stitch Drake here. That's a beating. A beating. Demir Guildmage. Well, we can do some fun things with Conviction since it's a reduced cost with the hero, but that ain't gonna cut it most likely. Interesting that they're already chumping. Just dead next turn, though, even with a green source now for the Spider Umbra to block a flyer. Oh, they had triple Stitch Drake. Yikes. Alright, GG. Well, maybe I should have kept that Faith's Fetters. I don't know. I thought digging for a green source was much more relevant. Let's cut the Wickerbow Elder, actually. And just bring in, like, another pump spell. Come on, game 3. Let's get them. All right, here enough. Game 3, round 1. And a pretty bad hand. I think I have to mulligan this. I need to find one of our 2-drops. Ooh, yeah. Look at that. Now I need to find something to enchant them up with, like a Spider Umbra. Deal. That is much better. Tethmos High Priest was amazing in game 1. So they have a Fume Spitter, that's fine. Gonna lead with the hero. in case they have chainers. Would rather hero trade away. They milled a Stitch Drake and a Dragoon. Okay. Ooh, Containment Priests is real good versus them too. I think I'm just going to play Gaddock Teague and pass. I don't really mind trading off the creatures, but since we know they have a lot of Delve cards, I don't want to put too many cards in their graveyard just yet. Okay, Apprentice Necromancer. And an attack for 2, we'll take it. Well, that's not exactly what we need, is it? I guess we go ahead and start jamming on our heroes then, since we're not drawing any land. And just attack for 4. Okay, looks like they might use the Apprentice to bring back the Fume Spitter, and then kill the Gaddock Teague after the fact. Oh, thankfully they did. If they had milled their Woodfall Primus there, I probably would have lost, because then they bring back the Primus and blow up both of my lands. Attack for 4. And I'm going to hold up the Containment Priest now. It's too risky. We know they have Primus in their deck. Looks like another Stitch Drake. Yes, that's fine. Well, they should probably be attacking, right? Okay, Conviction. I think I like trading my Spider Umbra for Stitch Drake if they decide to multi-block here. This is fine. We'll kill their regular Stitch Drake. The other one's going to die here end of turn. And we still keep our hero, because with Umbras, the Umbra falls off if your creature would normally die. Okay. There's their second Stitch Drake. And we'll take the hit, and we're just going to flash in the Containment Priest at end of turn so we can start playing out our other spells. Because now I can go Conviction here. Attack for 5. And should be able to race them pretty nicely. More planes is good. Attack for 5. Let's play out the Staunch Hearted. Let's bounce the Conviction to our hand. And then we can put on the Staunch Hearted next turn as they play out a Twins of Mauer Estate. Okay. So yeah, let's just make a huge Staunch Hearted. Because every time we target it with Conviction, it's going to get +2/+2. And then I can bounce the Conviction. And now it's a 7/9. They can't even they can't even triple block to kill it. That's pretty darn good. Alright, they're just playing out creatures. Looks like this game's probably going to be over for them then. Let's also make a huge hero of Iroas. It has first strike, so again I can attack with both the fat creatures, get in. Hopefully they have things like Treasure Cruise stuck in their hand with the Gaddock Teague. And let's play another Staunch Hearted. End of turn I can bounce the Conviction, and then on my turn keep putting it on the other Staunch Hearted warrior again for the ultimate Wambos. I think they're just dead on board now. Because we bounce Conviction. We pump up our Staunch Hearted here. We Conviction here. And now we have 3 lethal creatures that they have to block and 2 2-power creatures, so they're going to end up taking 4 damage. Alright, GG. Nice. got the first round. And let's hope we can keep doing it rounds 2 and 3. Stay tuned. Here's round 2 of this Ultimate Masters draft with our green-white heroic deck. I see a common occurrence here. Lots of white sources. This one looks like a keep, though. Turn 2 Safehold Elite, turn 3 Emancipation Angel on the play. I don't have any green, so that's step 1. And I don't have any ways to pump my creatures, so that's step 2. But I think this is a borderline hand for sure. But not one that you would mulligan very often. Plenty of nice people. Now let's hope we can crush them to the ground. No, always good to hear people are so friendly, so kind, so willing to beat me. Oh, was Emancipation Angel from Avacyn Restored? I feel like it was for some reason. Ooh, a Lava Claw reaches. And a green source. How lucky we are. So I guess the best possible draw for us at this point is probably Conviction, as we have the necessary creatures to win the game, but we just need the enchantments and auras to make them bigger. Opponent didn't do anything this turn. Alright, I'm going to run out the Angel and hope that they don't have a Rune Snag. It's just too good if it resolves. And I'm not actually going to bounce the Safehold Elite. Oh, they do have a Rune Stack. That's fine. It's not a huge deal. It's just the evasive threat is kind of important when I don't have, again, any way to pump my creatures. Alright, Skywing Aven from the OP. And another Plains for me. Offer the trade. Good Madness Enabler there. I think we're going to lead off with the Staunch Hearted Warrior before we lead off with Gaddock Teague. This is another card that is just as likely to eat a removal spell, honestly. Indeed, Last Gasp it is. And an attack for 2 is fine. Did find another forest. But we are simply looking for Conviction or, again, any way to pump up our creatures at this point. I'm going to guess that the Gaddock Teague is also very, very good versus this opponent. But that point is going to be moot if we don't find something to do with all that mana. Alright, they are going to attack. I have to be worried about something like a Twins of Mauer Estate. Lotus Eye Mystic doesn't really do much here. I don't think I want to attack with Gaddock. I think if they let me attack, I just attack with the Safehold Elite. Okay, they have a Garna. Yep. Plenty of things that could have been. This time's it's the Garna. It's not a big deal. And I think it's probably correct to just run out the Lotus Eye as is. Not really much point holding it. We found like 6 of our, or half of our creatures, but none of our ways to pump them. I think I'm probably just going to take out the Wickerbow Elder again and bring in the second Conviction. I think that seems correct. Gurmag Angler with haste is pretty good. Yeah, this is not surprising they're hitting me for 7. We can probably just cash in the Safehold Elite at this point. Not a good draw. Go ahead and offer the trade for the Garna if they want to. And just play out another 2/2. I've got ways to pump up my creatures somewhere. Somewhere? No! Hasty Shriekmaw is pretty good. Is it going to kill the Gaddock or is it going to kill the hero? It'll kill the Gaddock. Alright, we'll just scoop this one up and go to the second game. So Garna, Shriekmaw, Last Gasp, Rune Snag. Let's take out the Wicker Bow. Let's bring in the Conviction. Looks like Wandering Champion's probably worse than Safehold Elite versus them. Actually, Canker Abomination seemed pretty good versus them too. In fact, let's do that. Let's bring in the Canker Abomination. Looks like they're more control-y, so they might not have many creatures on the battlefield for the Canker. Plus, it's a black creature for Shriekmaw, so they can't kill it with that. And let's be on the play for game 2. Ugh. Yeah, I think this is a mulligan, right? It just doesn't do anything. I don't have any ways to pump up my creatures. But I have the hero in hand. Oh, it's close. I'm going to keep it. What the heck? Having a good creature like the hero is just important as having one of our pump effects. And we're probably going to have a few draws at finding one. It's not a terrible draw, I suppose. Something to do. Something to play. Alright, Lens from them. Now would be a good turn to draw Conviction. Or an Umbra. Darn. Alright, you got 4 mana this turn. What you got? Yeah, they have a Canker Abomination too. We did it! We found a Conviction. Finally. Alright, so we can put this on our hero and pay 2. Give it +2/+2. And then attack with a 4/6. I really need them to not have Shriekmaw here. But... oh god. Okay, phew. Just moaned to the Unhallowed. I like the attack. Hero, also a pretty nice draw. So we get to attack for 4 here with this hero. And then what we get to do is play out this hero of Iroas, bounce the Conviction, and play the Conviction on our hero of Iroas. And number 6 from the opponent. Even if they kill our hero this turn, and we lose the Conviction, since we have the Lotus Eye Mystics in our hand, we can buy it back after the fact, which is nice. I guess I'll just take 4. They could have Last Gasp, and if they do, they'll probably just kill off my hero of Lena Tower right now. Though they might wait to see if I get greedy. That's definitely something they might do. That's the only thing, yeah, this must be a Last Gasp. That's so risky, though. I'll assume they do have Last Gasp in hand. What's the play? I guess I'm going to try bouncing the Conviction. And now they can gasp either of my creatures, but... I still think this might be the correct maneuver. It's hard to say which is better here. I think the hero of Iroas might be better since we have Conviction, bouncing machine going on. Yeah, it was just so risky for them to do that, though. Man, because if I had anything there, we would have really punished them hard, but unfortunately we did not. Would also be pretty bad if they had a rune snag in addition. Do they? Oh my gosh. Okay, I guess maybe that's why they felt a little bit more comfortable. They had the gasp and the rune snag for the double whammy. Okay, so they can flash back their moan if they want to, which makes our canker abomination awful. Six I go. Yeah, this just looks like a flashback. Sure. Guess what we didn't want to draw? Land. We're not in the worst shape here, but they still have so many cards in their hand. I think my best bet is actually going like this. No, that's not true. Go like this, go to 2? That doesn't seem very good either. Let's just trade off for all the zombies, go to 2, and then hope to either draw another creature next turn or a way to pump up our hero, assuming that they don't have too much. But I'm not banking on it. Yeah, and Crow's lethal by itself, so that'll probably be the game. Alright, well, I think that was unfortunate. Game 1, we just didn't draw any of our ways to pump our creatures, and then game 2, they had the rune snag plus last gasp. It was a little bit risky for them to do so, but ended up working out. Fortunately for us, we still get one more match out of this deck. Let's see if we can pull off a 2-1 and get some people with our heroic deck. Alright, round 3 of this Ultimate Masters draft with our green-white heroic deck. My opponent put me on the play. I'm going to keep this hand. It's obviously not very good unless I draw Hero of Iroas off the top. But, yeah, you live once. Let's give it a shot. You live once. 1 out of 33? Got there? Well, I guess I can't complain about anything anymore. Let's just go with the conviction and attack and pass. Hold up God's willing. The funny thing is, even though we did draw the hero, we're still missing lands. But that was definitely one of our better draws. Oh, they have a conviction as well. All right. I dig it. Well, joke's on them, as I now get to Hyena Umbra up my hero. I am never tapping out of God's willing mana for the rest of the game. I'm a little bit surprised they didn't block and bounce their conviction back just to gain 6 life. Alright. So the reason I didn't bounce the conviction was just in case this happened, where I didn't draw land this turn. Because I could have bounced the conviction end of turn and then replayed it this turn for an extra +1/+1. But it didn't change the clock, and I want to be able to play out another threat. Since I'm missing a land here, I could have also played Emancipation Angel bounce to plains, but with them holding up mana, I thought that was also risky. But yeah, there's the power of going all in. And let's just run it back. Okay, game 2 of the 3rd round. This time the opponent's on the play. And they took a mulligan to 6. And this is one of our better hands. We have both colors, we have a creature. Oh my gosh, we have Hero of Iroas again. This used to be a rare, I'm pretty sure. This might just actually be game over. If I get to resolve Hero of Iroas and then Shielding Plaques in next turn plus Hyena Umbra, they might just scoop. Come on, baby. No, just the wind. Resolve? Game over. So this Shielding Plaques gives, it doesn't give hexproof in the classic sense. It makes it so your opponents can't target that creature. So you can put the Shielding Plaques on your opponent's creatures to make it so that they can't enchant it, but this might be a very quick game. Yeah, and the opponent just scooped it up. Next turn we could put Bore, Umbra, and Conviction on it, giving it +4, +8. No, sorry, +4, +6, but then +2 as well. So +6, +8. Yowza, that was quite the draw. Yeah, Hero of Oroas is pretty darn spicy, especially with Conviction, allowing you to bounce it for 1 mana and then play it for 1 mana, all the while getting extra 1/1 counters. So fun little deck there. We did only pull off the 2-1, but I think the drafting portion was horrendous. I was wishy-washy, flippy-floppy for way too long. We did end up with a deck that had enough playables. In fact, we ended up with a pretty decent green-white deck, all things considered, but that just goes to show you, find your open lane in these draft formats. And that's true of basically all draft formats, but I think it's especially true of Masters sets like this because, again, you end up with so many playables that if you find the open lane, your deck is going to be so good because you're getting all the correct cards that you're also just going to have so many good sideboard tools, you know? You're going to end up with 35 playables in your colors, and you shave it down to your 23, 22 best or whatever, and then you just have the rest sideboard options. So if you haven't given out Ultimate Masters a try, I would actually suggest doing so on Magic Online. The reason being is they have phantom options. You know, normally if you join like the intermediate drafts, you would have to pay the full amount here, 25 tickets or 250 play points. But if you want a little bit more budget-friendly option, join the Phantom Leagues. You can join with 100 play points or 10 tickets. And if you go 2-1, you'll get your money back. So give it a try. Some really fun stuff that you can do. But I expect I'll be drafting it on many, many videos to come here on the MTGO Traders channel. So enjoy the rest of your day, your evening, your night, your morning, wherever you are. Thanks for watching, my friends, and we'll see you back next time.